What's up, everybody? Hey, we're live. Let's go. How's everybody doing today? I've had a great day. I went on a nice bike ride. It was so fun. Getting in shape is really good. I've been learning how to dance. I've been really loving dance because I'm like getting connected to myself in a way I've never been before. Let me turn the music down. Yeah, what's up? Anybody here? No, they're probably not. I'm lonely. Where are my friends? Where are my friends? Okay, bye. No friends. It's okay. I have an oboe. I'm probably not gonna play oboe at this second. Might be later on when we're just chilling. Not just chatting, just chilling. There should be a new category. They should have a new category. It's called just chilling. It's where you literally you don't even talk. Like you just have like a camera like overhead, like while you watch TV or something. Like a camera on your couch as you scratch. Get my headphones. Gotta get those headphones on. Okay, so what are we doing today? I might study some chess. Let me check the volume. We can study some chess. Let's study some chess. You guys want to study some chess? 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 Hey guys, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It is Saturday, and you know what that means? It means it's not Friday anymore. Well, we are here today, and we can play some chess. I can study my tactics. Ooh, those will help your games. Or we could just hang out and play League. Okay. So I don't really have anything planned for today's stream, so I'm just gonna like be lazy and like not do anything. Wait, is that not how you stream? Wait, you mean we have to actually do something? All right. Guys, the world's in turmoil right now. I don't know if you know this. But the world's in turmoil right now. XQC signed like a $70 million deal. You get it? But they are going to do the rebranding, thankfully. They need to get some, they need to kick Aiden Ross out. No, unless Aiden Ross does something again. Train's plan is to like talk with the creators to be able to help make sure people understand why the rules are the way they are. Even if like your beliefs align with hatred, which if that's the case, as long as you keep it to yourself and don't commit violence, then whatever. I don't care. I'm not. But what was I saying? What was I saying, chat? You guys know better than me. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do anything. I need people to tell me what to do. I'm a performer. Do you guys get that? Performers don't know how to think. Because we spend all of our time thinking when we're not performing. When we're performing, that's when we don't think. We perform because we don't want to think. Because the rest of the day you're studying sheet music all day and you're analyzing chords and you're also like, looking at your text from that person that you probably, will not mention on stream. And then you And then you have like something else going on. Like you have a chess tournament and you have to go to the chess tournament and you're late and you have to pee in the middle of your game and you have 2 minutes left. And so you pee on your opponent and they disqualify you. Sorry, you can't do that in chess tournaments. No! Everyone is gonna sign over to Kick, and look what's gonna happen is Train is gonna like clean up the shit. They're gonna rebrand. Either they're going to buy Twitch and just like switch it to Twitch again because nobody wants some weird website that nobody likes the name. Like nobody likes the name. Nobody likes the name. I don't want the name Kick as my streaming platform. I would rather just call it Twitch. So if Trainwreck could please like get them to rebrand to something like a little bit more pleasant, because Kick is like, it's really violent. It's really violent. And acts of violence are against terms of service. So you gotta follow your own rules, okay? I know you guys are always talking about those PG-13 streamers out there. You're talking about people with double standards. But you gotta follow your own rules. And the cool thing is, so far, at least the staff has been able to like delete certain videos. I think Train is like attempting to like create a way to like have the conversation with people so that they are no longer those hateful ideologies, because we already know, as people who have been observing the conversations, the dialogues, the debates, the conversation, the talking points, the random tweet threads that you've looked at 3 in the morning and you're like, what the fuck is this person saying now? That's how we move. That's how we move forward, is we have to get like, we can't just tell people to like stop, because they're not going to. They're like, fuck you. And then they do it somewhere else and the problem persists, and now it's out of your control because they're doing it somewhere else. And it's like, what are you supposed to do? And it's like, how do you have conversations with these people? There is a man, and he's an older black man. I don't know if is he still alive? We could Google it, but there is a man who he made it his mission to go talk to clan members in his guild, to go try to get them to see like why their hateful beliefs are like not going to hold up to their own soul. Like they start to think about it and they're realizing like, oh shit, like, and then they get out. And unfortunately the rest of the world doesn't see them as people at that point. They don't it's like people talk about forgiveness, and then it's like when it actually comes time to forgive, it's actually a lot harder than we think. And I have a hard time with it too. There's people that I need to forgive, and that is myself. I owe it to the people involved to forgive myself. So, anyway, how about we talk about how, like, people don't understand that a streaming platform is not supposed to have a political opinions. It's great that they had, like, some kind of diversity ideas, but they went in the wrong direction with that in Twitch. I am sorry, Twitch, but your safety council thing was a disaster. You can't just be inclusive by just putting up a pride flag on your profile picture. That's not inclusive. That's almost like a mockery. It's like you don't understand like why this fight is happening. It's a civil war against our own people. And the thing is the people who are waging the war are sometimes us as well. And that's the dilemma, because you can't just hate people. Because when you hate people, you can only hate things that aren't like something. Like you can hate like a table, because but you can hate a person too. Don't worry about that. There's plenty of people we can fucking hate. Okay, one person whose name starts with an H. Okay, we're not going to talk about that person because that person should rot in fucking hell. Or hopefully that person will eventually make amends for that in some kind of galactic way. Like sacrifice himself to save the fucking universe or something from some kind of rocket monster that is made of Pokemon games that have been discarded by Ludwig. Because Ludwig throws out all of his Pokemon games. What an asshole. Why would you throw them out? Why would you throw out the Pokemon games? You know, I think that like when we think about like the things that we do in life, when we think about all the things that we say to each other, when we think about like all the things that we do like to go like better ourselves, and like, you know, I'm going to like take like, you know, I'm taking ballet, and I've only gone 4 days, so you know, it's the first week of classes, so I need to like get myself into the long-term thinking. I can't, you know, obviously this is a short term, and then surgery, yay, and then after surgery, so that's going to be a tough process to get through, but I'm going to get through it. I told everybody at fucking Discord, you guys need to do something about the fucking logo on Kick. I am so tired. XQC noticed it too. Like, he fucking put the window on. He's like, we need to get rid of this shit. Like, Twitch is one thing. It's really brand friendly for a reason. It's because it doesn't do shit like that. And they're gonna clean that shit up. And that's why nobody really understands. It's like, the money is gonna drive the change, and XQC brought the money. Do you understand? The person with the money makes the decisions, and if the person with the money is evil, you have to somehow like work within that, or you have to overcome them somehow, or independent yourself somehow. And that, unfortunately, it's a hateful world. There's like people who just hate people just based on who they are for no reason other than like some indoctrination that was given to them and they don't even know what they're indoctrinated in half the time, maybe even more than half the time. It's really fucked up. Like, why can't people just go like why can't people just go rollerblading and like spray painting? Oh wait, you know, don't vandalize property. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You'll go to jail. Okay, what is going on? What is going on here? What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on here? Okay. You know, sometimes you have to do things to take care of yourself, and I think today taught me that. Okay, so, sometimes I have to take care of me. And, because I know the score, I know the people involved, and, yeah. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Sorry, I have a habit of talking too much. You know, I'm working on it. Why do you think I'm streaming? Why do you think I'm being more blah, 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 blah than usual? I'm being a little extra, aren't I? It's sturdy, woo! Okay, how many clips are we gonna make today? You guys know? Yeah, okay, so what I have planned, I wanted to play some chess. We're gonna play some chess. Depending on how the stream goes, we'll just kind of play it by ear from there. And after I play, I'm going to do some tactics. While I'm playing chess, I'm going to be doing some tactics, like survival. And I'm going to do 10-minute games. Followed by ending it with just like a bunch of 1-minute games to get the frustration out. And then maybe do like 3 more puzzles after that just to reset it. Just to reset the confidence. And then I'm going to play my oboe. Or maybe we should do it the other way around. How about we... Now, I had to, like, write it down, and the ink's still drying. So let me set that over here. We're going to work on the chess later. How about we play my oboe? Let's go. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Wait, you ready to play some oboe? Ready to play some oboe? Do you play oboe? You ready to play some oboe? You play oboe. It's going good. I am feeling really, I am loving myself right now because I am taking care of myself. I'm a cheetah. So, you know, you're a cheetah. Don't cheat in Fortnite. Whatever you do. Don't do it. Don't cheat at Fortnite. You'll get banned. From my chat and from Fortnite. Probably. Maybe not League of Legends. It's going good. You know, I am like starting to like try to figure out like, you know, what am I gonna do to like make sure that I don't have to rely on other people to make me happy. So I have to take care of myself. I think that I learned that today. So. Yeah, and, you know, every day is a new lesson about life. You know, sometimes you learn a new chess move, or I mean, a new chess opening, or you learn something about like life, or you learn something about yourself. You know, or you learn something about like, you know, Twitch chat. Like, hey, Twitch chat, what's it going? How's it going? How's it going, Twitch chat? You guys in your rocking chairs over there? I remember when it was Justin TV. Ah, those were the good old days. Don't you remember? Oh, we're over on Twitch. We like things that are old and out of style and not very cool. 'Cause that's what we do. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Alright, here we go. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we gotta do something first. Turn off the music and all that. Turn down the gain. I had to turn down the gain on that one. Alright, here we go. Oh, there's some like alternate fingerings and stuff I don't really know too much about yet. This is the most entertaining stream ever created. It is the most entertaining stream ever created. Entertaining. We are entertainment 24 hours a day, 26 days a day, 75 years a day, 2,700 aeons a day. That's what we do. We're always here. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. There might be some key issues. There might be. Yeah, there might be some key issues. Yeah, I am getting some issues with this. Yeah, people are talking about like what's going on like with Kick and stuff, and like I called out it a long time ago. You know, I was like, you guys need to change that fucking logo, and now XQC's doing it. I'm pretty damn sure that's finally what's gonna make it happen, because I'm fucking tired. Trainwreck himself, like his entire idea about the platform is that he wants to create like a platform that all creators can use without like hate speech in it. And you know, they're having a hard time moderating it. It is still pretty new. It took Twitch 10 years to do it. However, they are doing things pretty quickly, so I can see it happening pretty soon with the amount of resources they have, especially now that XQC went over, and XQC is not going to have any of that either. So those people are going to get completely overruled. They're going to be irrelevant, as they always have been. That has been the plan all along. Render them irrelevant by just showing up and being yourself as bright as possible. That's how to beat hate. That is what I have learned, at least as a trans person, is that you can't just like scream and shout and like cancel everything. You can't. It's not going to work. And I really like how Train was putting it. And I like how Destiny has been actively doing this for a long time. It's that people always want to talk amongst themselves, and it's like, that's like a preaching to the choir about human rights. The people who need to hear it are the people who are committing the crimes. They need to have like therapy and shit. We need to help them, not like just put them in a fucking jail cell and just then they become like, my name is like Tunyon now, and I'm gonna eat an onion, and I'm gonna spit it out on you. Don't do that. Okay. You know. Yeah, so like there are some things going on that like I'm really really on edge about the about the website, but that's why I don't really I consider my stream to be a Twitch stream first and foremost. You know why? Is because Twitch is where I fell in love with streaming. Twitch is where I where I figured out the bullshit that I was thinking about myself. Not only myself, but you know, it wasn't just about streaming. It wasn't just about gaming. It wasn't just about, you know, growing YouTube or any other platforms or anything like that. When I started, it was literally about I was studying chess and I was teaching chess, and it was a huge part of my life. I was getting a lot of fulfillment. I was really stressed out of it because of autism issues that I didn't deal with until later on that year. But you know, I was able to like, I was thinking like, you know what, like I am already like studying like a lot of chess. How come I'm doing this like offline when I'm seeing these people stream? And you know, my dumbass me is like, oh, if I start streaming on Twitch, I'll get like $100,000 or something. And I was stupid, because that's not how Twitch works. That's not how streaming works. It's all backwards. You want to start thinking about yourself first. Don't think about other people. Don't think about like how much money you can make. Don't think about like what people's like specific political opinions or whether or not that is true, because I disagree with a lot of shit that these corporations are doing. But you know what we can't do? We can't give up hope, because we have to play their game. And we're going to play their game, and we're going to convince them to also stop making it into a game. It's not a game. We're all alive here, and lives are at risk because people all the time are like doing shit that is hateful. People are like carrying torches because they're like, this person, they had sex before they're married, so now we have to punish them. It's like, did you ever ask yourself, like, maybe that's something that's not part of God or anything? Maybe that's something else. Maybe that's something different. You never thought that the thing that's violent is the wrong thing? Are you serious? Like, are you serious right now? You never thought that, like, the things that you're doing, like carrying around weapons and just frightening children in public because you have some kind of idea that is not true, that you're projecting around, because so you go around and you go to drag shows and you like yell at people who are just trying to like enjoy lunch in a very appropriate like entertainment venue, and like these scary people show up and they just start shouting slurs and shit. These are people who, they're anti-Semitic. They're fucking like, they hate trans people. They hate black people. They hate everything. They mostly hate themselves. Otherwise they wouldn't be this way. So that's the worst part. They hate themselves. And so they, instead of dealing with it in therapy, they go around and they start like carrying like white pride flags and shit like that. It's really fucked up, and I'm tired of it, and it's not going to stop if we keep just like going around and saying, hey, that person needs to be banned from the platform because they said something about trans women in sports. Like, dude, Destiny was doing nothing wrong. The problem was Nick Fuentes, not Destiny. Do you understand? He was talking to Nick Fuentes because he's trying to convince him how stupid he is just by letting him talk himself into it. But a lot of people just talk themselves into more crazy. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. I know, because I talked myself into crazy. Am I not covering the holes? Oh, am I not covering the holes? Yeah, so like, you know, there's a whole bunch of different shit going on this planet. There's different starting points that we all start in. And there's places where people like start out and they're like taught a certain thing as soon as they know how to like understand words, and they're taught that thing their entire life. And they're taught that those things are true, and they're taught to never question that truth. And by the time they realize it, it's mostly too late. They probably fucked over too much shit. But wouldn't you rather that these people put up that shit away instead of like going on 4chan and going through these hateful things? Wouldn't you rather they like try to, like get help, put them in like a safe place where other people won't be harmed? But not like jail, but like put them in like therapy. But like, it has to be, the thing is like therapy doesn't really work unless it's voluntary, and that's the problem. So like, how do you how do you like work someone through it? I saw like a couple times people are able to work through complicated ideas, especially these. It's really hard to find like a Trump supporter who is coherent. But sometimes you find people who are they're not really Trump supporters. They're just like their family, like kind of, or maybe their like Facebook group or whatever drove them into some kind of like hateful rabbit hole. And now they think they've gone too far to stop. But dude, the thing is just stop. Once you know that something is like really like bad, the thing is, it's like, I don't know, it's like there's business opportunities and like there's a lot of growth happening, and their mission is the opposite of what it looks like. And it's hard for people to get that. But I don't think I should worry about it because it'll be fixed pretty soon. XQC he's gonna decide it. It's gonna be a union. People are gonna decide like, hey, we don't want these hateful people on the platform. Everybody else who has varying opinions, like when Destiny had opinions about trans women in sports, which I think are misguided because there is incomplete information, and that's true for the entire medical community. And I think Destiny also understands that he's not a medical professional, so he doesn't. He's just some like cabbage brain take. He's just some dude with a microphone who's just like, this is what I think about it based on what I've read, and he's pretty educated, so. You know, it is a good, pretty analysis, a good analysis, but I think it doesn't factor into like, you know, various things that most lay people will never really understand. And it's so easy for people to just look at something and say like, that's what it is. There's certain things that make me really angry in this world, and they're all hateful things and violent things. Confederate flags, like Nazi flags, anything that's like Proud Boys, or, you know, all this shit needs to fucking stop. Why are they so and these are the same people talking about gender, how it's an invisible identity. These people make their entire identity hate. They understand identity better than any trans person because they've made their entire identity getting angry at the fact that people are people and people are diverse. But, you know, the thing is once you start asking them questions, it unravels because it's so flimsy. Hate is flimsy. It's strong, it's deadly, until it's not. Once it's not deadly, it's over. You've already won. Once you get there, it's hard to get there. I don't know. Society is fucked. But either we don't do anything about it or we try to do something about it. So I'm going to try to bring up trans people. That's why and that's one of the reasons, that's one of the things that like I really, like once I started transitioning, I was going to kind of keep it quiet. I was actually planning on just transitioning quietly and just kind of seeing how it went. But my personality type, I had to share the whole thing. And also, I was starting to think, you know, like, this is good, like, historical value. Like, how many VODs and clips of a trans woman going from male to female on hormones and surgeries, like what is that person's, like, experience, like, day to day? And you can only really do that in the form of a live stream, really. Like, it's not really possible in a lot of other mediums. The problem is live streaming is not profitable. And so the only people who have the money are the people who are, like, trying to, like, control the world with their oil, if that makes any sense. So it's like, these people, like, they back the gambling company that's, like, in Australia. And so, like, that's kind of weird. But... I mean, the United States backs them. Like, it's weird. It's all weird. Geopolitics is a tire fire I do not want to get involved in because I do not want to orbit Destiny. I would rather orbit myself. Thank you very much. I will rather orbit myself than orbit some dude who's like, hey, I don't know anything except for the things that I've read about and that people have said about me, and then I write giant manifestos because I'm just that way, and I accept you for who you are. Destiny, you're perfectly fine the way you are. Just stop, like, I don't know. I don't know. I think you've been trying to talk. I think Destiny, he's been trying to talk to those conservative people, because once you start letting them talk and you guide them through the process, and especially if they haven't read documents, if you guide them through the documents and answer their questions, and it's important that you're transparent and as helpful and non-biased as possible, they start to see that and they realize how insane their beliefs are, and it starts to unravel and they have a panic attack, and then hopefully they don't hurt themselves. Hopefully they go to therapy or something. And talk about it with somebody, and then stop being weird on Twitter. Like, I hope these people figure it out. Yeah, and of course I have stake in the game. Because specifically, I'm a transgender person. I'm one of the top hit list of those people. So it's very important that we help these people, if you know what I mean. These people need to stop going down these rabbit holes. If you keep putting them in jail and like punishing them, banning them from platforms, obviously there's certain speech that could just never acceptable anywhere in the world ever. Just very violent things. There's very violent speech out there that people just use regularly and they call it free speech. It's like, dude, do you know like how many people have died for that right for you to speak things without the government coming after you, as long as you're not breaking the actual law? And there are constraints within the law. So it's like, it's not perfect, but would you rather we have lawlessness and just some dude who has the most resources just is sitting on a throne somewhere, just like jacking off to like oboes? Because I mean, I'd watch that. Sub to his OnlyFans. I think I do need to, I think the gain is not high enough. I'm going to turn off that tab for a little bit until they do something about it. My actions are going to speak. I'm not going to just talk about it and try to backpedal and shit. Just going to turn off the tab until they meet my demands, which is changing the logo into something that doesn't look really, really, really brand unfriendly. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Okay, and of course we're still live. We're always going to be live on multiple platforms. Never worry about that. But I'm pretty sure they're going to change that logo pretty damn soon. With XQC on board. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take some time. Trust me. They're gonna have to clean that site up a lot. Like a lot. XQC is gonna be like spearheading that shit. Trainwreck's gonna be spearheading that shit. I have no issue with gambling. It's not the gambling that I have a problem with. It's the like hate speech, the Nazis, the like people who are like doing extremely wild shit. Like literally, like there was a dude. I can't even mention it. He had like a bag on his head, and there was something brown on the wall. I have no fucking idea what was going on there. I was like, I'm not even gonna open up Kick for like a while. I'm just gonna stream there. I have the chat open, but then I was like, what the fuck? Like, they need to change that fucking logo. I don't like that in my image. So, like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm a small streamer, so it's really hard to say. I'm pretty sure it's going to take a little bit of time before they clean it up. It's really hard because I'm pretty sure. Here's my guess, and this is my theory on what happened. Trainwreck was gonna, this is based on, somewhat on like public statements. Trainwreck stated that he wanted to start his own platform, and he was going to do it from scratch. So I'm guessing what happened is something happened where he saw an opportunity to like purchase something that was already in place, and it was probably put in place by people that are not very brand friendly, if you know what I mean. And he probably had to fandangle his way into that in order to get to what he wants, which is getting money in the hands of the people who deserve it, which are the people who have been marginalized. Because on kick.com, there are streamers who are of diverse, I'm transgender, there are black streamers, there are Jewish streamers. That hate speech, it just makes everyone feel unsafe. And until that changes, I don't think, any small streamers should like start there. Big streamers are gonna be the ones who change it, and they'll make it a better place for us. I was an early adopter, but I now am choosing to like not stream because it's making me very uncomfortable with their logo. That's a personal choice. I'm using my actions. I'm not just going to talk about it. I made a choice. I'm going to turn off that tab until they change the logo. That's my protest. If anybody's going to do it, it's not going to be me. It's going to be XQC or somebody. They're going to be the ones to convince them to it. Because you know why? Because sponsors will never want to work with some shit like that. Those people are going to be driven off the website, and they're going to go to Rumble or something where they're going to be irrelevant for the rest of their lives until they see like the bullshit they've been saying and like realize like what the fuck, and then they have to make amends. And then it's like, sometimes people are like, oh, it's too late, and then they go double down on their bullshit, and it's like so violent. It's a circle of violence, and people like me get hurt in the crossfire from all that shit because these hateful people target people like me. And so if you just keep riling them up, people like me get hurt, seriously hurt. So we need to like talk to them in a normal way so that they don't start like getting violent. First and foremost, in a cordial way, so that they can see that like people are people and that they're the ones who are like, it's like weird. And it starts to unravel. And of course there's always going to be people who are just sick. They're never going to change. They're hateful people. They're so irrelevant. Hopefully, they are, they don't do anything like dangerous or anything like that. But they are very small in number compared to the people who actually matter. Like, there are so many people in our lives who are like, these people are the people who matter. They're the ones who are, it's not that, it's like we protect each other in numbers. Most people want to do the right thing in most everyday scenarios. Like, you go to a library and you're like working on your laptop, but you really have to go pee, or something happens where you have to get up, but like you're next to someone you've like only like just been sitting next to for like an hour or whatever, and you're like, hey, like you don't have time to put your laptop away or whatever. You have to just go pee, and it's like you have to have some kind of like mutual trust of like there's some kind of unspoken rules where we just kind of agree that we don't fuck with each other's shit. I mean, I don't want people fucking with my shit, so why would I fuck with other people's shit? I'm not going to go up to people's tables and like sit down next to them unless I know them already and I was invited. Because that's awkward. All right. Yeah, I feel better now that I made that little commitment there. Yeah, that made me feel better. It made me feel a lot better getting rid of that. Honestly, I have every right to use it, and I don't think anybody thinks anything of it because there's so much diversity on the platform. It's not what it looks like. It's just the logo is dog shit, period. It's like pixels. Like, it's not the logo that I'm afraid of. It's just like, I don't want to look at it. Like, I don't want to see that. Like, it makes me feel gross. Because it's a reminder of the people that got us to where we are today in the hateful spectrum, and they're still lingering around trying to pretend like they're ever going to rule the world or whatever they think isn't going on in their head about whatever crazy religious belief they have about it. You can't. I like what Asmongold said about it, or Zach Rohr, however you want to call him. that it's just easier if you just realize they're just crazy. You don't have to use logic. Oh, yeah, you don't use logic with crazy, okay? Like, crazy is like, what crazy does is like, they're like, so there's this conspiracy that this person did this, and then they do this, and then they put all this, and that's why Obama. Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit tired. I had a bit of a long day. We talked about a bunch today, and I made a really good decision today. So I'm happy about it. Some things just make me uncomfortable at the moment about Kick. There's something about it that's just really hateful at the moment. And as a trans person, it's not that I don't feel safe. They're not going to watch my stream. I ban all the bullshit. I'm more degenerate than they are. Do you understand? You guys think I'm like this pretty girl. I'm actually a degenerate. I've been on the internet since I was 12 years old. I'm a cockroach. Do you understand? Me and Asmongold are like the same. The only difference is he got successful because he put a lot of work into YouTube and World of Warcraft. And he was like the answer to World of Warcraft. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated world we live in. It's never black and white. It's never what it looks like. And if you really listen to what people have to say about it, like the people who are like trying to fight for like the actual, hey, like we can't have hate on the platform. They're trying to deal with the best they can, but they're a brand new company. They just started in January. The people who make the decisions are still like lingering in the company. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a shift. They're going to like transfer the power over to the people who have the more money, who are like have more interest in the platform. And of course, the sheer numbers, the hateful people don't make much money because they don't get sponsors, because nobody wants to support hate. And one day they'll get that and they'll stop being hateful. I hope they don't hurt anybody on the way. Anyway, I'm going to go take care of myself off stream. So I'm just, I need to take care of my mental health. And, sometimes you need to kind of distance from some things in order to take care of yourself. And streaming sometimes gets really stressful, especially with morality makes streaming harder. I'm going to tell you that right now, especially if I but then again, I'm show business, entertainment business. Like, it's always been corrupt. It's always been full of fucked up shit, but it's becoming, at least in certain areas, less fucked up. And certain groups that are like hate groups and shit are becoming more and more irrelevant. And that's the part that we need to focus on. But I need to make a stand and use my words. I mean, not just use my words. I'm going to use my actions. As a small streamer, I don't want to stream on a platform that has that kind of logo. I know it sounds really ridiculous, but it's not. It's very important. There's a reason why Twitch feels like a teddy bear. It's because it's a really neutral logo that just looks cute. Like, it's not some thing that elicits like very traumatic events in history. But nobody seems to see that. Like, I typed it in the Discord. I made a whole YouTube video about it. XQC is the only one I've seen who said anything about it. And he didn't actually say it. He said, am I going to get TOS for this? That's number one. And then he said, he didn't say anything after that. He put a window over it so he wouldn't get TOS. And he's making a point there. He's like, this shit needs to go immediately. Pronto. Okay? But unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that because there's like fucking weird politics involved. And it's like whoever the fuck thought that was a good idea, they either see so far in the future, they like use it as like a starting point so that they know where all the hateful users are so that they can just ban them all at once. It's like a secret ploy. It's called Kickgate. Kickgate. It's a secret plan to rally up hateful people who are Nazis and shit and ban them from the platform. No, because what happens is then they double down. What you do is you ban them from it, allow people to ban them. What's going to happen is they're going to find that all the relevant streamers are going to immediately ban their accounts because they do not belong in community spaces. They have to live in their little fringe basements where they like do weird experiments on cats or whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't like these weird people, like, I wish they would get help so that they would stop, like, being tortured and also torturing other people and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a really complicated things, but like the reason why I toggled off this platform is because if anybody saw that at first glance, it's going to look at it like a very specific thing, and that is not good for my image in many ways. Specifically because that would put me in danger. It would actually put my life in danger because I don't know if you guys know this, but those people from that group do not like people like me. So it's very important that that shit gets dealt with before I, like, push that. I was using it for a while trying to write it, but it wasn't really working out, so I'm just going to wait a little bit. The thing is either way, everybody has it's not actually that thing. It just kind of reminds me of it because it looks like it. And it's like, it makes me uncomfortable. And I think it's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, which is why it's going to change. Because nobody's going to want to have to fund a platform or go to a platform where they're going to be a banned risk just by showing the front page. Because the logo is right there. And they're like, nobody's talking about this? Like, literally nobody said it. They're all playing dumb. I can't believe this fucking shit. And this is Trainwreck we're talking about. I mean, he's talking about it now. But he hasn't talked about the logo. So it's like... But I mean, it's better that he's talking about the stuff, because the logo isn't what matters. Because if we change the logo and you don't change the stuff, then the logo is just... The logo is a red herring. Do you understand? The thing that matters is the hate. We need to help those people so that they stop hating people, so that they stop hating themselves, so they take care of themselves. They can be beneficial members of society who help others instead of being problems, who just have to get locked away for like a million years because all they do is take documents to their Mar-a-Lago home.